Hello there, boys and girls, we're back again. So this is part 2 and we're going to be looking at the ZX Spectrum SD. It's a follow on from part 1 where I did a little explanation and a few pictures of the machine running. I've just turned the Spectrum on and it boots into this menu. I'll reset it now so you can see what it does from the beginning. There we go, ZX Spectrum Loader V0.6, which is the latest firmware update currently, and we're in whatever we're in now, early 2017. So as you can see, the menu will start like this. Well, it does on mine, it won't on yours. It depends how you've formatted and copied the files over to your SD card. So this is, so you navigate with joystick or QA, OP and enter. I'm using a Atari joystick plugged into the Kempston port, which is the 9-pin DIN connector on the interface. Mine is on, it's got a little tail lead on it, a little ribbon. I unsoldered it last night and put an extension on it, a couple of inches, so that I can plug the machine up snug to the back of the +3. I also reversed the jumper connections for selecting 48K or 128 machines, which is usually for 48K will be a single ROM, and 128 machines, later 128 machines, will be dual ROM for the Amstrad models and whatever. So that means I can use the adapter or the interface pushed into a +3 and it's nice and secure. Away it goes. It also connects quite nicely on a +2. So I'm navigating with joystick. As you can see, I copied some files over last night, A to Z, and a few demos and things. It likes SNA files primarily, but it will run tap files if you flick one of the dip switches over. I think number 2 has to be on, dip switch 2. I think what that does, it reserves part of the RAM to unpack the tap file. I think. Don't quote me on that, but I think that's what it does. So let's go to A and start at the beginning. What's nice? Agent X has got some... oh, bollocks. Okay, well, we'll look at that one as I've pressed the wrong button. Leave the tape running. Apollo 11. Press 1 to play. That's hideous. I don't want to play that. That's awful. Get back over there. So Agent X. So this is a multi-load tap. So this is a good demonstration. The green LED is flashing like crazy on the machine. It's obviously loading. So Agent X2. So we're playing with. It's got a built-in Kempston. So we'll press 2 for Kempston, which is the joystick adapter type. The Sinclair never came with built-in joysticks, well, not originally anyway. So aftermarket supplies used to supply joystick adapters. It was a little PCB that plugged in the back of the Spectrum and gave you 1 or 2 joystick adapters. The most common one was Kempston, but Sinclair obviously made their own, and Cursor were very popular as well. There was also ProTech and a couple of others, AFG I think it was, or something like that. But anyway, it's got a Kempston built in, so we'll press 2 and we'll press 5 to start. I've never played Agent X2. Let's a shoot 'em up. Oh, I like the music. The thing is with Atari joysticks, they have no auto fire. Auto shoot, I was going to say. Got no auto fire. I'm very disappointed if this is all that Agent X2 is, because Agent X1 was almost quite interesting, but not quite. Agent X were budget games. They were released by Mastertronic and they cost £1.99. So I suppose it'd be comparable to a very early mobile download these days, I suppose. This is quite awful. Why has he got a fedora when he's flying about in space? Has he got an oxygen pack on, or is it a rocket pack? You have died, haha. Agent X did have some good music. So what you're hearing now is a Spectrum beeper, which is like a PC speaker. Very limited audio range. This is typical of what the later games sounded like on a Spectrum. They used to have sort of a heavy metal, thrashy type noise. Some of it was reasonably revolting and some of it was dreadful. So we'll just flick through. In fact, do we need to look at games? We'll look at a few games and then we'll look at the ROMs. What's that bomb thing I was playing last night? Is this it? No idea what it says there. Hello boys and girls, I'm Island Sugar. Keyboard, no. Kempston, yes. S to start. So Freddie Laker. Clear 15 bins of litter and 15 interlopers. Well, that's the last thing you want on a runway is an interloper. Well, I can shoot. That's a never ending. What was happening? Oh, I'm full. Okay, so I can carry, what's that, 5 pieces of litter. Come on, Freddy. Now, why Freddie Laker would be collecting litter off his runway, or off a runway, I don't know. Because Freddie Laker was a manager and an owner of an airline company back in the 70s and 80s, who was forced out by British Airlines. Anti-competitive nature, allegedly. Far be it from me to pass social commentary on things. Well, is that a dead Freddy? That's pretty awful. I don't want to go through Spectrum games particularly, but one of these I was quite interested. Was it? No, that's not it. All I'm doing is pressing reset and it takes you straight back to the menu. One of these is a bouncing bomb game. It must be that Buzz. It is Buzz. No, perhaps it's not Buzz. Anyway, who cares? But if you press reset on the machine and you keep your finger on the space bar, you get the green menu. And the green menu is the ROM loader. So you select which ROM you wish to load. Now when you buy this thing originally, you'll get A, B, C, D and E. No, you won't. A, B, C, D you get included. The bottom two I've copied over. And it will hold 16K ROMs. Now if you go into the Diag ROM, which is B, there you go, Spectrum ROM. And it will run a built-in diagnostic and give you any information on what's going on. Well, hopefully anyway. So it does stuff obviously like test RAM, the beeper and the AY sound chip, graphic modes, keyboard, joystick, all that sort of stuff. Curiously enough, it does throw up a RAM error on my +3. Although everything seems to function, so I'm not sure if it's a spurious error or not. Lower 16, okay. Alright, okay. Okay, I'm not that interested in showing you what all this does. I'm just showing you that it's there. More 1 to 8 tests. Let's do a memory test. I've also copied over the original Sinclair testing suite, which they had, or they issued to dealers for testing Spectrum 48Ks. Not much use in a 1 to 8, but it will test the lower RAM. And like I say, you can put your own ROMs on here. I don't think there are that many ROMs kicking about for the ZX Spectrum, but there might be. There might be 1 or 2 kicking about. Oh, I forgot how long it takes. Alright, bank 1, bank 2, bank 3. The Z80 can only access, I think it's 64K of RAM as standard. So if a machine's got 128k, what it does, it pages 16k banks. So it divides the RAM up into little sections and accesses it individually. That's why it's got different banks. I'm not sure if it finds an error, if it'll tell you where it is. I don't, even though I've had this motherboard in bits quite recently to clean it. This motherboard has had the sound fix done to it, and it might have had a video colour fix done to it. It's got a couple of resistors soldered on near the RGB port, and it's got a couple of resistors and a cap soldered near an SL chip that's near the audio. All test pass. Okay. Oh, that's strange. I'm sure it threw up an error last night when I ran that. Anyway. Return to main menu. ROM test requires smart card. Color palette float. Alright, okay. 0 reset. Well, I'll press the reset button on the machine and that will just boot as normal. So we're back to normal. So I'll press reset again and keep my finger on space. And this gets us into the ROM selection. Now you can add your own ROMs, as I say. But if I run, which one was it? Perhaps it was F. Now this is a ZX80 emulator for the 128 machines. So this is a ROM that obviously emulates the ZX80. So you can play black and white games with no sound. What more could you ask for in life? So it'd be a flashing K. Oh no, it doesn't flash, does it? On a... Oh my word! This brings back some distant and very dim memories. Oh balls! Just delete. Oh, delete works. Oh shit. Okay. I'm just clowning about here. Run. Yeah! Fantastic. So I'll reset and press space again. It's quite generous at its delay times if you get the timings wrong. It's pretty good. So we'll run E. Now this is the Sinclair test ROM that Sinclair used or issued to dealers. Not terribly useful on a 128 machine, but reasonably useful on a 48k. Full test keyboard. There's a RAM test somewhere, 6. Let's run the RAM test. Quite often these, oh there you go. Quite often these RAM tests flash colours, and this is no exception, obviously. This might be quite interesting. Your Spectrum has 48k of memory in working order. This might be useful for testing my faulty Spectrum clone, or Russian clone, or whatever the hell it is, from well, Russia or wherever the hell it is. Press break. Soak test, cassette test, printer, RS-232. Now the Plus 3 has RS-232 built in, so it could be used to access Telnet, which is some other pointless task I might be doing at some point. So I'll press reset and space again, and we're back in the menu. You can add your own ROMs when the SCART resolution reminder buggers off. It comes with a patched ROM already built in, which is D, I think. A is a firmware upgrade, while 06 is the latest, so there's little point in doing that. I already tried doing it last night. I bought this card quite a while ago, used it very briefly, put it in a drawer, and completely forgot that I had it. I found it last night while looking for something else. In fact, I didn't know what it was when I picked it up. I had very little memory of it, if I had no memory of it. But once I unwrapped it, I thought, oh yeah, I know what it is. So this is the ROM selection. You can add ROM to it. So if you pick an empty ROM socket like G, obviously it won't work. You can add ROMs by pressing whatever it says under the SCART logo there. But it doesn't matter. I have no more ROMs to add at the moment, so that will do. I mean, I don't know if you could run games like Lunar Jetman or something, Jetpack rather. I don't see the point. So that's a tap. Let's try and find an SNA. C. Chucky Egg 2. Centipede. These are all taps. Like I say, you have to have one of the dip switches dropped to run a tap. If you don't, it tells you, so it's no big drama. There are quite a lot of my favourite games from back in the day. When I was at school, we all had Spectrums very briefly for perhaps a year or so. So we used to swap games at playtime. Now the 1 to 8 obviously can do demos, but I haven't really put any on. I've put a couple on, and I will be looking into putting more and more demos on. And TR Door, see if I can get away with it and various other things. Jetpack is a classic Spectrum game. Now it loads instantly. Kempston, 1 player 5 to start. This is the first computer game I ever saw loaded from disk. I know that's not very impressive these days. Oh, you pick the middle at first, obviously. So fuel should start appearing now. They're purple. There you go. Oh, oh. Bugger. Yeah, this was the first game I ever saw loaded from a disc, and it was an Opus Discovery. Don't know what year that was, but it was a long, long time ago. And it was a long time after that until I saw another disc drive. Probably when I bought the Amiga. Disc drives were incredibly expensive in the UK. They often cost as much, if not more, than the computer in the first place. So they were very rarely used. That's why Sinclair went for the microdrive that nobody bought or wanted. But it seemed like a good idea at the time, I suppose. And there we go, fly away my rocket. Oh no, I don't. I've got to get in the rocket. Get the rocket. There we go. I've forgotten how crisp and clear the Sinclair graphics are. I'm quite used to playing them on composite, and originally through an aerial coax cable. They were very fuzzy. And playing this through RGB reminds me of playing it on an emulator. Because the graphics I always thought were too sharp on an emulator. But of course they're not, that's just how the picture was. It was particularly good, it's just that we never saw it. But this is the SD loader, whatever you call it. And I think it's marvellous, absolutely brilliant. If I can manage to get TR DOS on here and load some of the interesting things, it would be superb. I don't have one of the MMC things, the div ID, divide, whatever the hell they are. But I have ordered one to build to solder up, so that'll be another episode. Play a 1 to 8 game. Do you want infinite time? Yes, I do. Enduro Racer. This is one of the games that I remember my brother saying to me, probably in 1986. Can't that thing play any arcade games? I said, yeah. I thought, what is the best looking game on the Spectrum that I had? And this was it. Forget how basic the Spectrum was, but it was quite an interesting machine. Very cheaply made, cheaply produced, and it was able to undercut anybody really. Superb, the Spectrum. Until Commodore came along with its shiny graphics and posh things. Change control scheme. Kempston, if you don't mind. Oh, oh. Stop. Okay. Presumably this push forward to go. It is. What does fire do? nothing, so there's no gears. Got a wheelie over the barricades. So reminds me of Outrun. Even though I never had Outrun on the Spectrum, I'd sold it long before Outrun appeared. Although I do remember seeing Outrun on the magazine covers of the day, Crash and Your Sinclair and things. I do miss those days, the magazines in computer magazines in shops, Tesco and things. They used to be full of them. All the 8-bit machines, Commodore User, Commodore International, and then computer and video games and Games Master and all that sort of thing. Such a shame they've all gone. They'd be lucky to find PC Active. I know it's convenient to read things on the internet, on the web, but you don't sit and sort of browse the internet like you would a magazine. Well, I suppose you do. In fact, I don't know how I'm talking about. There are a few artifacts on screen. I'm not sure if you can see them on your captured screen, but this is purely as a result of the capture. When I plug this thing direct into the TV, there is no strange artifacting. I can see a line down the screen which shouldn't be there. So it's just the capture software I don't like. Oh, it's ghosting, that's what it's doing. In fact, I used to hate this game, now I play it. Yeah, I still hate it, I'm not playing it anymore. Bloody game. So we'll try one more and I think that'll do. I think this is excellent. I put this on probably 4 o'clock yesterday afternoon as a quick test, and I was playing it till about midnight, going through all the games. Marvellous. Took me back to being 15 or something on a Friday night playing on the Spectrum. Banger Racing, that's what I was playing last night. Banger Racing Manager. Bomb Jet won't work on a 128. It resets. It almost works, but it doesn't quite. Oh, I forgot to do R. One more. What was that game called I was playing? Must be that. Buzzsaw. No, was it? Don't think it was that. I was playing a game where you're a bomb and you bounce on a platform. J. Kempston, Fire Start. What's this then? What is it? Tetris. What a very odd game. Yeah. Brilliant. I like you. I'll end it with a long. Not fall down. Well, excellent. Well, I've never seen this before. This must be a modern indie game. Okay. Yeah, brilliant. Right, your days numbered, boys. Yeah. Oh, what show? There's no not right ones. Not sure what I was thinking there. I think we're in bother now. Oh, shit. Well, that's it. I'm not here to play games. We're here to look at the card. So yeah, it works flawlessly. It has issues in so much as it will only do SNA and TAP files. It won't do TZX or DSK. So you are, well, you're not really limited. It's just that X-rated. Look at that. It's just that you're limited to what you can play, in so much as it has to be an SNA or a TAP. But if you convert them in an emulator back to SNA or TAP, it's not really a problem. Press a key for what? Press a key. Oh, hello. XX blue. Well, that's enough of that on a Saturday morning. Not Monty. So this will do. This will be the last one, I think, and that'll do. I think this plays a tune, doesn't it? It does. So I'll leave it there. Thank you very much. I hope you enjoyed the video. I'll see you next time.